Hour number 2, we are here. It's Pro Football Today. We got exciting game action today, Joe. 2 games on the doubleheader today, a tripleheader for Sunday, and then a game on Monday Night Football. By the way, let me ask you this quick question, too. Do you remember it used to be 3 games on a Saturday, 3 on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Like, I hate to break tradition, but, Joe, I kind of like this.
What,
I kind of like having a Monday Night Football game just to finish off that week.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean...
You'd rather have the 1 o'clocker today?
Yeah.
The Houston Texans?
Yeah, I would.
That's their spot?
Yeah, the 1 o'clocker. I mean, what? Pittsburgh hasn't lost a Monday night game.
That is incredible, isn't it?
Is
what,
that
what is
true?
it? I hear people throwing that out, like, since time immemorial.
So it's 40-something years.
Yeah.
Like, well, in the mid-'80s, we know how dominant they were with Chuck Noll, right?
Yeah.
So even the late 70s in that aspect. But you're telling me with Cowher and then Tomlin?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah?
I
They
guess.
never lost a Monday night game?
Rolling it through, Joe. By the way, we do have the 2 games today. We went over those in hour number 1. We're going to double back in hour number 2. But also, Joe, 3 games tomorrow. Buffalo and Jacksonville, San Francisco and Philadelphia, along with Los Angeles and New England. We look at the point spreads tomorrow. 1.5, 6 at some outlets in the Eagles game, and 3.5. Let's start quickly. Buffalo and Jacksonville. A lot of support here for the Buffalo Bills from that sharp marketplace, which shows them as a favorite, which this morning, Joe, boom, flipped right back over to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
How about that?
I think Jacksonville's the right side. I can't believe I'm saying this, but again, the one concern...
Overall better football team.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, if you're going to take the last month of the regular season and you're going to say which offense has been explosive, which rushing and passing attack...
By the way, Joe, real quick, pop that graphic back up that you guys just had here. And it even caught me a little bit off guard because coming into today and all week long, Joe, the Bills were the favorite at 1.5.
Yeah.
I look now at the numbers. At 10:49 a.m., which means while we were live on the show 15 minutes ago, it flipped over.
So all Jacksonville now.
Jacksonville, now Jacksonville's the sharp side.
Yeah. Well, again,
that?
We'll see. I mean, you're going to get, I still believe you'll get a lot of public bettors that'll take Josh Allen plus the one.
Yes.
Josh Allen, more experienced quarterback team, most experienced in the playoffs potentially. At this point, they're going to make a run.
Before we get to that game at 1 o'clock tomorrow, does that line flip back to Buffalo, or you think it's Jacksonville here on out as the favorite?
No, I can't. I think you'll probably get sharp money on both sides. I really believe that, just because are you going to take the hotter team?
Yeah.
Or are you going to take, obviously, the hotter quarterback or the quarterback
Jacksonville's a better team. Get on that Jacksonville bandwagon. And we get Duval.
Here's the thing. The victory in Denver, where they were catching 3.5. Now, are you going to get that version of Jacksonville play out tomorrow? I don't know. Are you going to get a little tight? I go with the high play caller in Liam Cohen in this spot.
Yeah.
Because I just believe that they have an offensive identity now, and Trevor Lawrence has emerged into this confident quarterback that's not just throwing the football. He's utilizing his legs. He's had multiple touchdown runs in the second half part of the season. ETN has showcased he's a dynamic running back. They have Strange. They have Parker Washington, who's emerged. They're doing it all without their number one, and Brian Thomas. That's like the forgotten man in this offense. So, again, Buffalo's built to run the football, but again, who do you rely on in the passing attack?
Yeah.
Is it Shakir? Is it Dawson Knox? Is it Kincaid?
A lot of these guys are banged up, too, coming into it.
Josh Palmer?
Palmer's banged up coming in. Kincaid's
I'm
banged
just saying,
up coming in.
who do you rely on?
We're starting to get into
Coleman, the guy's out.
Now, look, you want me to host tomorrow so we could talk Jacksonville, too, more? I mean, I can do that. People need the day off tomorrow, maybe. You know what I mean?
Pushing the other guy out?
Maybe. I mean, does he have a party to go to? What does he have this weekend? I don't know.
Terrible.
I don't know what he has. But by the way, you know what I mean? We don't know.
He's not right by you. Well, maybe he wants to watch the Philly game.
By the way, Eagles, 3.5 all week. Gone. 6s, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
6-pack.
So I will bring up a funny story.
Go ahead. Okay, we got time. Come on.
And
let me get comfortable.
According to our friend that sits in this chair on Sunday.
Nameless, correct.
Correct. That you want to run out of the building. This game, if you remember.
Okay.
2 years ago at started the potential downfall.
You're right about that.
I said
we're going to alt the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. Whew.
Right, and they got smashed by the 49ers.
Yeah, Control, Alt, Delete.
So I said I could have made the Eagles my best bet for the weekend.
Oh, boy.
He goes,
Yep.
what's your best bet for the weekend? I said, you'll see it's
Eagles.
a total. And he goes, good. Keep it that way.
Total, but the Eagles are up to 6 at this point, Joe. And the Sunday Night Football, New England is a favorite by 3.5. And then Monday Night Football, there's a 3-point favorite, but it's not the home team here. There are some lines that people are really going to take like what is that? Like squinting their eyeballs at.
What? The
Monday Night Football game. Most people think that the favorite should be the Steelers here, Joe.
I don't know about that.
That defense? Give me a quick pick in that game. Who is it? Steelers? They win it outright?
I'll take the 136.
The plus?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're going with the trend and they've never lost, if you bet that game and you're betting the Texans, and then all of a sudden they win, here's why I'm betting the Steelers. I don't believe in D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
In his philosophy, I know he's a defensive-minded coach. I know the front seven is potentially as good as anybody in this tournament and playoffs. I don't think that D'Amico Ryans goes in with a killer instinct trying to knock teams out. His offense scores on the first or second possession. He pulls back the reins. He's got a franchise quarterback in C.J. Stroud. He doesn't want to let the guy cook. Mm-hmm. They're similar. One pass attempt to Nico Collins, 54 yards. They never target him again the rest of the game. Yeah. I don't understand the offensive mindset out of Houston. And in critical games, especially on the road, that bites you. So to expect this defense to potentially carry you through the playoffs, especially against Aaron Rodgers
home team, outdoors, cold weather,
and a red-hot Pittsburgh team that's playing with house money right now, I can't bet against that. That is the one thing. People, they have the best front seven. They do. But they also have D'Amico Ryans that handcuffs his offense and allows multiple teams back into games.
We're Slowick when you need them, Joe.
But that's why they fired Bobby Slowick. Yeah. He was scoring too much.
Too aggressive.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. As a quarterback, has C.J. Stroud regressed or progressed since they got rid of Bobby Slowick?
Oh, their offense has looked really bad at times this year. There's no question. Remember the Vegas game? Couldn't he move the football against Vegas?
But that's my point, though.
Yeah.
But multiple gurus will say, well, Houston's defense will carry them. Yeah, against an inept offense that they can manhandle, against an offense that's going to put up potentially 30 points. Yeah. I'm not so sure. Is he going to allow C.J. Stroud to throw it 30 to 35 times in a playoff game because they need to win? That's where D'Amico Ryans handcuffs you.
Maybe it is, Joe. But by the way, talking about handcuffs, there's a lot of positions open up at the head coaching spot in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, we might be able to apply and get a job here. I want to talk about this one. It's the Miami Dolphins. A lot of people were shocked that McDaniel got let go because of the thought process was, all right, John Harbaugh's out there. Let's go get him. I have unlimited pockets for Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, and that should be the guy. But, Joe, they hired the director of player personnel from the Green Bay Packers to be the general manager now for the Miami Dolphins. So if you look at the Kalshi marketplace right now, Harbaugh is the favorite at a 31% chance. Jeff Hafley, 30%, right on his heels. Well, who's Hafley? That's the defensive coordinator for the Packers who had a working relationship with the guy that just got hired for the Dolphins general manager. Any smoke in that situation?
Well, I mean, if I'm a
great graphic right there.
Yeah, it's a great, beautiful graphic.
Yeah.
Are you letting go of Mike McDaniel for Jeff Hafley?
That's what I'm like. Again, no. Go ahead.
But what I think happened potentially is
I know where you're going.
Stephen Ross said, you know what? We'll let go of Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. We'll let go of McDaniel. There's better options there.
Correct.
He thought maybe he could get Harbaugh, and then maybe the situation with Jim, that situation didn't pan out. But I don't think it's Hafley. I would go Stefanski over Jeff Hafley.
I never go defensive.
He couldn't coach BC. We're going to give him
Castellanos?
No, but my point is he couldn't take Boston College to any relevance. We're going to allow him to take an NFL organization? Come on now.
Always go offense here, but don't you think it's very interesting? We're going to have Adam Kaplan join us next. Maybe have some inside information on what the thought process between the Miami Dolphins is and who they're going to hire as the head coach. We got a lot more hot topics to go, Joe. We got a big day on deck, the SportsGrid Network. It's just how we get down. We give the people the information they need to know. It's Donnie Rightside. It's Joe Lisi. We'll be back after this break with Adam Kaplan, our insider specialist.
K-Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of his availability and consistency. It's Jaylen Brown to do his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Luke, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Wildcard weekend right here on Pro Football Today, the SportsGrid Network. Donnie Rightside along with Joe Lisi. Let's bring in Adam Kaplan, our NFL insider. A big weekend and a ton of information to get to. Adam, how are we feeling today?
Guys, I am well. Good to see you today. Yeah, we've got the 8 NFL coaching changes, a little bit more than the average. Usually our average is about 6.5 per year, so we're over that average. And then you've got, this is Wildcard weekend. And then you've got, obviously, what's happening in college football, which is great. So it's a good time to be a sports fan.
It is a great time to be a sports fan. Thanks for joining us today, Adam. But let's get right down to it, because when we have information that flies, and just happened a few moments ago, Matt Ryan has a new job with the Atlanta Falcons. We thought Raheem Morris might be able to save his job. He didn't. Adam, what is the latest in Atlanta, and what's going on with this restructuring?
All right, Donnie, this is interesting. So Arthur Blank, who's owned the team for in the neighborhood of 2 decades. So we're talking about the Falcons here. He brought back Matt Ryan, who they drafted with their first pick overall in the 08 draft. He's going to run the show there. He's got the director of football operations tag, but within that, he has personnel control. That means he makes every decision. The new head coach and the new general manager, Johnny, when they're hired, they report to Matt. So the criticism that this has gotten around the league is you're bringing in someone who's never worked in the National Football League from a personal standpoint. Matt Ryan's only a player. Yes, for his work with CBS, he does he watches coaching tape. But Donnie, there's no apprenticeship that he's taken for this job. They're skipping several steps here. He's not starting at the mid-level or at the beginning. They're going to the top with Matt Ryan. He has control here. But yet, Donnie, and this is the fascinating part about it. Arthur Blank hired a search firm to hire their general manager and head coach. And he did this before Matt Ryan was hired. So it's very convoluted. I wish Matt Ryan luck. It's going to be tough. They have a real problem at the quarterback position with Michael Penix's injury history, which is significant. And obviously, they've got Kirk Cousins still under contract. But it's actually of the 8 jobs open, I would put it in my top 3 or 4. It's not number 1. It's not number 2, based on the people I've spoken with this week. But there's a lot of talent there that needs to be developed.
Cap, let's talk about the news of the week. John Harbaugh let go by Baltimore. Where do they go from here? Are they going offensive-minded, defensive-minded? And what's the input from Lamar Jackson about the whole situation?
Let's go to the latter with Lamar Jackson. So word got out the last couple of weeks in the coaching community, because I've talked to coaches who have friends who work for the Ravens, who are still under contract, that Lamar, as great as he is as a regular season quarterback, Playoffs obviously not as good, but as talented as he is, and certainly going to be a Hall of Famer someday, there's some challenges with him. Being totally engaged. He had a major drop-off this season. These weird illnesses, and when he's listed on the injury report with an illness, it's been a regression year for him. And he's not the most easy guy to coach. Yes, he's great outward energy. We've all seen that. We know how talented he is, Joe. But he regressed this season. And that was on the Harbaugh watch and Todd Monken's watch as offensive coordinator. So there's a belief around the league is you need to coach him harder. He's got to be held more accountable. That lack of accountability with Lamar Jackson, particularly this season, has been questioned in the coaching community. And it's part of why Harbaugh is not the head coach. I'm just being honest with you based on the people I've spoken with. And Lamar takes some of this. There's no question about it. Harbaugh getting fired, Joe, part of it's Lamar Jackson's performance this season. He didn't play well. And no one could have seen this. He needs to play better. We know the struggles in the playoffs. He needs to be more engaged, and he's got to do a better job. And the new head coach, to answer your question, they're looking for more discipline from the new head coach. And I don't get the feeling that it has to be offense or defense. They need to have a plan to redevelop Lamar Jackson, who's supremely talented.
Adam, if we also take a look at the opposite end of Lamar Jackson and what we're going to have as a head coach in Baltimore, like that lightning bolt strike for Harbaugh getting fired here, a lot of people didn't see that coming. Now he's the most sought-after coach on the open market. Are there any options for him? Because I did see him say he's not going to take any real meetings until next week, which could mean he might be eyeing up one of these wildcard teams if they get beat and those jobs open up. What are you hearing on Harbaugh's side?
It's interesting. We already have 8, Donnie, and nothing would surprise me in this business. I'll never forget when the Buccaneers shocked the world. There were no leaks on it, and they fired John Gruden. It was shocking at the time. You got to watch what happens in these playoffs. I think it's a very fair comment. No, I think what happened with Harbaugh, based on what I've heard, is he needed to decompress a little bit. This is 18 years that he'd been with the Ravens. And I don't know that he thought he was going to get fired when he went to the meeting with Steve Bisciotti, because they had cut. I don't want to say the air of their grievances. They had a long discussion of what their thought process was going forward. And Bisciotti, who had gathered information coming into the meeting, was not satisfied. So he let Harbaugh go. But Harbaugh's going to have no shortage of opportunity. The coaches I've spoken with do not think he'll take a job that doesn't have a set up quarterback situation. Like the Giants, Donnie. Mm-hmm. That is a very desirable job. I know their record was horrendous this season. And they choked so many games, but they've got a quarterback in Jackson Dart, who a lot of people around the league like. They're going to get Malik Neighbors back from his ACL injury. Their offensive line's got to be sort of rebuilt in the interior. There's pieces on defense, particularly in their front. They just underachieved. They absolutely are. Kevin Walsh and we argued about it to start the season. I liked the under 6.5. Kevin liked over. I told him the schedule was too hard. But you know what, guys? How many games did they blow this season?
Tons.
So this is Donnie. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of coaches. That's a very desirable roster to coach for and with.
I agree with you there. The hard part is finding your quarterback, and once you got him, you can sort of meld that around him. And also, he probably would have a lot of power if he does go to the Giants. But Adam, we got 2 games today on the docket in Wildcard Saturday. Los Angeles Rams, Carolina Panthers, game number 1. Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears in game number 2. Do you like one of those in particular, either one, or what are you hearing about these 2 games for yourself?
I do, yeah. So let's quickly here. Let's give you a Cliff Notes version of the first game. So in Week 13, that was a back and forth game. The Rams actually scored first. They led twice. J.C. Horn, the top corner for the Panthers, one of the best in the National Football League, didn't even play in that game. They still did well. Stafford turned it over 3 times. They're going to win this game, but the 10.5 number. By the way, it was 10 in the first matchup, and you saw the Panthers went out right. I don't like that game at all. It's actually, believe it or not, unless the forecast changes, it's supposed to rain during the game and be windy. The other game, I had no problem. I think the odds makers made it right. I do like I like the Packers to cover that 1.5-point number. I expect them to turn it on. I know I've been very hard on Matt LaFleur in the playoffs, but they're the better team. I didn't like the way that the Bears closed the season. They're a little bit overrated. I do like the Packers to cover that number, and potentially, if I like one side in terms of the total, I would like the over.
Yeah, I actually love the Green Bay Packers today. Joe, Lisi over here, not so much, Adam, but that's just the way it goes down. Tomorrow we got 3 more games and a Monday Night Football game. Pro football today, tomorrow. Adam's going to be back on talking more about those Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers. Adam, thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And for Joe and Donnie, we'll be right back after this short.
Old K-Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of its availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson due his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show only on SportsGrid.
Right back out of here on Pro Football Today. It's Donnie Rightside. It's Joe Lisi here, getting you ready for the games. Again, got some time. 4:30 start today to game number 1, then 8 o'clock for game number 2. But, Joe, we just had a great conversation with our NFL insider, Adam Kaplan, on in a lot of changes here. Every once in a while, it's okay, there's 2 to 3 jobs open. We have as many as 8 and maybe more after Wildcard weekend. We just talked about the Miami Dolphins job and who we think is going to be the head coach there. I think they should go offense. Joe probably thinks the same. You know, half lead, no shot at this. But then again, the Green Bay Packers director of player personnel just got hired to be their general manager. But Baltimore is the interesting one, Joe. If you move on from Harbaugh after, 18 years, close to 20 years at the helm, you better not be going with a fly-by-night guy that's like, hey, I think I can make this work out. Where are we going with Baltimore as head coach?
Would they go Stefanski? Would they stay in division?
Just jab Cleveland like you stole our franchise. Now we're going to steal this back?
The problem here's the thing. You need – basically he was a special teams coach, right? The defense didn't step up this year. They were terrible. And I understand Kyle Hamilton and the defensive woes, but again, that defense was a sieve at the end of the regular season again. And who are you going to get to coach up Lamar Jackson? I didn't think Monken was an all-world offensive
You know who the favorite is right now on Cal Sheet to be their head coach?
Who, Baltimore?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Jesse Minter.
Defense.
Hear me out on this too, Joe.
So they're taking another Harbaugh,
this applies for me across the board. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can find good defensive coordinators out there. It's hard. Once you get a good offensive coordinator, he's going to leave to be a head coach. You fired Harbaugh not because, honestly, Joe, the special teams or the defense. It's because you need to get Lamar Jackson and offense in gear at this point. The reason he gets canned is because he didn't want to have Jeff Monken. You're not firing Jeff Monken. We're not going to do that. Understand this. Why would you hire a defensive coach? Wouldn't you get Lamar Jackson the best offensive coordinator you could possibly get?
You would think. But again, is Lamar the same player that he was? I understand he's hurt. He doesn't run as he used to. He doesn't take games over with his legs. When you look at the Ravens' playoff run last year, he was running the football a lot more than he did at the end of the regular season this year. And I understand he was nicked up. But granted, 8 yards on the ground and 20 yards on the ground are not Lamar Jackson-esque type of football games. And when you don't have a pure number 2 outside of, Zay Flowers, your number 1 wide receiver, the passing attack is limited. You can only go so far. It's like you're going on fumes, right? I mean, this offense was living off Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and Zay Flowers with a passing attack that if you put them up against the other wide receivers and other units in the AFC, would they even be top 10? They didn't ride Derrick Henry when they had the opportunity, and then they finally got that going later in the season. Again, they were a complete train wreck, and that's why I believe Harbaugh lost his fastball. But again, part of that is to what Cap said, Lamar Jackson not being the same type of player as well. But who are you going to get?
Yeah.
Are you going to get an offer? The reason why I stay Stefanski is at least the guy's got playoff wins.
Yeah.
He did it with an aging quarterback. Granted, I didn't love what he did with the situation with Deshaun Watson not being able to throw for a 300-yard game in a Browns uniform, but he was able to do that with Joe Flacco. He was able to do that with Jameis Winston. I'm just saying, because if you get an offensive mind like McDaniel, you get Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I like Kingsbury.
I do like Kingsbury.
But I don't think he's a good fit in Baltimore.
Because Kingsbury,
I think Kingsbury's a better fit in Tennessee
for a younger quarterback. Yeah, I agree with that. A guy like Stefanski does make sense, but again, I'm just on this notion because we've been talking about these coaches for a long time. I'm never hiring a defensive coordinator. Like, you got to get your offense going, find a good defensive coordinator to deal with it. Which then brings us up, Joe, one more coaching spot I do want to talk about: the New York Giants. They fired their head coach Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Cowshy right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Yeah, well, the rumor was if Green Bay potentially loses, then they might move on from LaFleur. I'll tell you this. If Green Bay loses and they let go of LaFleur, I would much rather take LaFleur in New York than Harbaugh. I would, just because of Jackson Dart, his ability to potentially get the most out of Jackson Dart in that situation. I would roll the dice on LaFleur. I still think Harbaugh is a great fit, but again, he hasn't been able to really elevate the quarterback. That's the thing. I mean, he got Lamar Jackson to a certain level, but he wasn't able to win with them. They had the number one seed in the AFC, and he got away from the rushing attack, and they lose to Pat Mahomes in Kansas City.
Let me ask you this question. There's 8 jobs open right now. Let's just say another one opens up. We'll make it 9 this weekend if somebody gets fired. But at that, Mike McCarthy, does he get a job this time around?
Yes.
I actually think I don't like him as a coach, but I think some of these spots he actually works.
I think he works at Atlanta.
Do you? Okay.
I think he works at Atlanta.
Look at that. Mike McCarthy lovers up
I
here.
don't
We
love
Mike McCarthy.
I don't love Mike
We
McCarthy.
love Mike McCarthy.
Nah,
say it.
Come on,
say
him.
it.
Come
say
on.
it to the break. We love Mike McCarthy. We'll be back. More football next.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of its availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson doing his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to let these games today simmer for just a little bit longer, Joe. But it's the whip around right here on Pro Football Today. Saturday edition specialized here. 4:30 start tonight for the first game, 8 o'clock the second game. But we got a triple header on Sunday, Joe. That's where we want to start. The Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you didn't watch hour number 1, what's wrong with you? We told you. There's a line move here. Look at that graphic. The Buffalo Bills -1.5. No longer, Joe. 1.5-point favorite for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. And I got to tell you, I've been struggling all week because, part of the game is where's that money coming from? Is it sharp? Is it public? I don't understand why this line sits here. And now that the Buffalo Bills are no longer the favorite, I feel really good about the Jacksonville Jaguars. The only thing that was holding me back, Joe, a little bit of the money concerns. But the money's clearing up right now. Checks are cashing.
Will we see twos, you think?
Man, that'd be super sharp.
I mean,
Man, that's sharp.
Would they lay 2 points?
If we see 2, Joe, bye.
Oh, you're going to buy?
Yeah, we're buying. I like it even better at -2. How about that? Like that?
Josh Allen catching points in this type of situation to an inexperienced team. I'm just saying.
What a game.
Now, are you buying into the fact of that stat every time it's booked over 49.5? That Jacksonville's like 0-23 every time the total is over 49.5.
Haven't won a road playoff game since 1922, it feels like, for Buffalo. You know what I mean?
They played this game back in 2017 with Tyrod Taylor at the helm. They did cover that game. They were catching, I believe, it's hard
to go against Josh Allen.
that they played Jacksonville with Tyrod Taylor.
Remember that one,
2017.
too? Yeah.
Yeah, they were catching 7.5 in that game, I believe. I got to go back and look. But
how do you feel about the line movement, though? Like, I do think Jacksonville should be the favorite in this game.
The way the offense is performed, the way they just dominated in boat race teams, let's not forget, they ripped the Chargers. They ripped the AFC West. They ripped Denver in their building after Denver took care of business the week after Green Bay, and they beat them by 14 points, catching 3.5 as a road underdog. So, again, when you look at the offense for Liam Cohen and you look at their ability to stretch defenses over the top, it's not just with Trevor Lawrence. You have a dominant rushing attack with Travis Etienne. The offensive line's getting a push. Trevor Lawrence now is running for multiple touchdowns per game now. I mean, that added dimension really puts a lot of pressure on Buffalo to defend. We've seen Buffalo struggle. I would still lay the 1.5. I think Jacksonville is the right side. Total, I don't know if I can get there in Duval County. Typically, those games are unders. But
good weather,
Jacksonville.
Good weather, too, Joe. About 60, 65 degrees. No precipitation in the forecast. Light winds tomorrow. Again, it's one of those teams. We like to trust Josh Allen. That's always the sticking point there. But I just feel like Jacksonville's got it cooking right now. They got a lot of weapons they can go after. And Buffalo banged up on offense. James Cook needs to have a monster day, and so does their quarterback, Josh Allen.
Who are they throwing to outside of Shakir? That is like, when you
Palmer's
look at,
banged up. He's questionable. Keon Coleman's got thrown into the back seat.
This is going to be a Josh Allen 50 rush game, and if he does throw for 250 plus, it's going to be to multiple tight ends and backup wide receivers. That's what it's got to be. If they pick up this victory and their defense shows out, and they're able to contain Trevor Lawrence, then everything there is for the taking for Josh Allen. And I know a lot of pressure on him in this team. Put up or shut up. You have the best shot to win an AFC championship now.
Some people are saying the winner of the championship in the AFC is going to come out of that game. Let's flip it back over to the NFC tomorrow, Joe. 4:30 p.m. start. Philadelphia. This line opened up at 3.5. No longer the case now, Joe. We're as high. See the graphic, 5.5. There's 6s out there now in the marketplace, but the total, Joe, is coming down. 46.5 down to 44.5. Not bad weather. 40 degrees, Joe. No precipitation in the marketplace. And windy conditions, not as high as 15 miles an hour, but let's just say between 10 to 15 miles per hour. The money has been steaming in on the Eagles, but it's sharp money, Joe. It looks like 7 out of every 10 tickets is coming in on San Francisco, but yet that line is now up to 6. Is it too much now?
No, I think, again, this
7 plus win by the Birds, huh?
This is the team to beat. Again, I still think when you look at Chicago's ability to beat them down in the rushing attack, and obviously with Caleb Williams through the passing attack 2 weeks ago, even though they lost, they're not going to be able to put up 40-plus points on Philly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think Saquon could have a huge day on the ground. I know they haven't showcased that. I'm a believer that they sort of limited the rushing attack this year, sort of pulled back the reins specifically for a playoff run. I do like Saquon to score, but I like Jalen Hurts. Again, big Jalen Hurts ground day. Don't be shocked if he doesn't take the game over on the ground with his legs. I think they dominate, double-digit win. I think we get through the total, though.
Through this week,
46.5 seems light.
by the way, through this week, Joe, Jalen Hurts was hovering around 6.5 carries in this game. Think he goes over that?
I think he could be 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a tush push.
They don't do it as much anymore, which I used to, you could guarantee yourself 2 extra rushes there. That makes me a little bit nervous. But we've heard.
Well,
Trust me.
here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you believe they're going to win,
Yes.
are they kneeling on the ball at the end? If so, there's 2 extra carries.
Well, that's what you like to, or even at the end of the half. Hey, 10 seconds left.
Well,
to go.
that's
You
what I'm
catch that.
saying.
You always catch those
So
breaks. at that
6.5.
point.
I mean,
Yeah.
couldn't you alt it? Can you take up to
10
10?
spot. Now, understand this. He's hearing all the chirps this week of how bad it's been.
Yeah.
He's rested. It would be shocking if he ran 3 times for 6 yards, though. It would be shocking
It
if
would
he did
if he's
that.
just going to sit in the pocket.
Correct.
I mean, you have a beaten down front seven
Yes.
that has been abused by multiple teams on the ground.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift abused them. And Chicago's a good rushing attack. You got to look. This is what Sirianni and the Eagles. You want to say they walk through the motions? It's time to turn it up
Lock
and
back
not.
in. Yep.
This
Put
is
that
it.
ring on your finger again and get after business at this point. Joe, Sunday Night Football, 8:15. I'm struggling with this game.
I'm
It's
not.
the Chargers. It's the Patriots. It's 3.5. It's been 3.5 all week long, and a total 45.5. Like, I want to take New England in this game. I do.
Okay.
But I don't.
I'm taking the 3.5. I'm taking
Want
the
the
money
dog?
line. I think the
All right.
dog wins it outright.
Oh.
I again, you have
Give me
a-
analysis. Come on now. Why?
Well, I just think Justin Herbert, again, has lost 2 playoff games. I like the weapons that they have. I like the passing attack better with Herbert and the Chargers than I do Drake May. It's not a knock on Drake May. He's had a fantastic year. They've beaten up on garbage teams, obviously, in the AFC East. But this is a different animal. And again, I know you could say the Chargers have gotten boat raced by teams. Yes, Hampton will be back. We just got the news that he will play in this matchup.
Yeah.
That'll benefit the rushing attack. It just goes to the experience of Harbaugh and Herbert now. I think Harbaugh will put this team in a position to win this game. Catching 3.5 is too much respect for the Patriots this year. They've overexceeded expectations. I want to say they are like Detroit last year. I sort of believe they're going to get exposed in this game. I'm taking the 3.5. I like LA to win it outright.
No MVP for Drake May then at that point, which brings us up next year. Monday Night Football, Joe. Houston and Pittsburgh, a 3-point favorite now for Houston. You say, well, why is that? It's been 3.5 all week, but as of the last 48 hours, we've seen that half shift down where it's no longer a hook. Rodgers at home, one of the best cold-weather quarterbacks you're going to find. Houston has an impressive defense. There's no question about that. But also it's a dome team going outdoors, and Mike Tomlin at home is an underdog. Are they setting us up? Is this a double-digit win by Houston? Why are they setting us up with this line?
I'm going to take the 3. I'm going to bite. I'm going to take Tomlin and the experience of Aaron Rodgers. This is why you got him in the building.
Yeah.
Last year it didn't work out with Russell Wilson. I don't believe that Arthur Smith will be able to handcuff Aaron Rodgers the way he did that offense down the stretch last year. I think Aaron Rodgers might audible out. I still believe in his arm and this passing attack more than Houston. It's unfortunate, but much better defense. Houston, much younger team. I know they were able to step up in certain aspects, but give me the home dog. I think they're barking.
32-degree temperatures, Joe. No precipitation in the forecast. 8-mile-an-hour winds here. And let me ask you this question on that, too, because I know that 38.5, you're going over. You're going over.
I'm not.
No?
No.
Wow.
No,
I thought it'd be perfect contrarian play.
Yeah, because you need somebody to help you run, and the
Yeah.
problem is
Slow it.
watch no, not Slowick, but D'Amico Ryans.
No, I said slow it.
Slow it, yeah. D'Amico Ryans is, I'm guarantee you, he wants to try and win this game 16-13, and I can't buy in.
Nico Collins rested, though, Joe. Sat about last week. Extra. We got 2
That's
dominant
right. Is
wideouts
he
coming
going to
back
get
in this
15
game.
targets in this game?
Joe,
No way.
11 for 130 and 2 scores, Nico Collins.
well,
What about
then-
DK? DK's back. He's healthy. He's
Yeah.
rested. He missed a couple games.
He'll get targets. He'll get targets.
3-spot tomorrow, Joe. Monday Night Football. No longer Super Wildcard Weekend. Extremely Super Wildcard Weekend. But, Joe, let's get the people caught up on all the information they need to know today. 2 games today. Let's go back and see what's happening here. We'll be right back.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of his availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson doing his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
Let's get down to business today, Joe. Doubleheader, 4:30 p.m., 8 p.m. It's pro football today. It's Donnie Rightside. It is Joe Lisi. Looking at the latest line movement for the first game today. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Carolina Panthers. We're seeing some 10s in the marketplace along with 10.5, so maybe a downturn. Let's start here, Joe. Do we see a 9.5 before we get the game time?
No.
I think we do. I think we get a 9.5 somewhere.
Do you?
From the not from your local either, from a legitimate book.
All right. I don't see it. I think we stay at 10. I can't believe that many people are buying into Carolina. Like, look, it's a huge spread, and we've seen these huge spreads in these type of situations in first-round playoff games step up and cover. But the perception still is it's Matt Stafford and McVay, and this was a team that many picked or many thought in the middle part of the season was the best team, not only in the NFC, but maybe the NFL, right? And now they're laying 10 points to a team that backed into the playoffs. I can't see us getting 9.5. I mean, it would be a great opportunity if you want to potentially, try a middle with, if you got 10.5s and it lands on 10.
It's a high number.
It is a tight number, but it's a number that, you can middle. I mean, a 10-point number, 30 to 20, you're there.
Because here's the fun part about that, too, is like, as well as I do, like you're handicapping based on what can probably happen in the fourth quarter. This score is 27-10. Rams don't care anymore. Empty touchdown. Oh, look, you're inside of that number. Like we've seen that multiple times. Now, Joe, take a look at this. The over-under tickets that I'm looking at, 75% of the public is on the over in this game. Yet, 46.5 at the opening number has now turned into 45.5. If we don't have a crystal ball in the weather, but if you get a day that's a little bit rainy, they're going to score points. We just don't know how bad this weather conditions could possibly be with the rain at this forecast, which has me holding off. Don't love this game, but as we had the morning crunch, there's a lot of angles, I think, on the props that make some sense. But I am struggling on both the side and the total in this game, and the weather has a little bit of concerns to do that.
Depends on the book that you go to. Like I'm looking at this report from 46 minutes ago at a BetMGM. Popular bets.
What have we got?
Rams, Panthers under 45 is the number one.
Wow.
So, and that's on MGM.
Yeah.
So it really goes, depending upon the book to book. That's why I say this information now where they're flooding you with stuff, you have to take it with a grain of salt and just basically go off of what I believe is going to happen. And again, I believe that the Rams will go into this game wet track, dry track, looking to push tempo because they have the better, more complete quarterback in this matchup. I don't think they look to go in with Kyron just running the football. I think they want to jump up 14-3, 14-zip, and see if Bryce Young and that passing attack can duplicate what they did basically a month and a half ago, which was put up 206 yards through the air and 3 passing touchdowns. I mean, that's why you're seeing the 10.5 is because the books don't believe that Bryce Young and this offense are as consistent as where they were in the middle part of the year. And we'll see. Again, you know what you're getting out of L.A. They're going to feed Devontae. They're going to feed Puka. And Stafford's potentially going to throw it 35 times in this matchup. But I do think if they are aggressive, Carolina, LA's defense has been exposed down the stretch where they could potentially put up points. That's why my best bet, I'm leaning to the 10.5 points on the side, but I like the over 45.5, Donnie.
Game turned in that game number 1 that they played on November the 30th. They had a pick 6. I think Horn got it on the outside on a jumped route, and that certainly set it in motion. And also, you had the Rams with a legitimate chance to win that game late, but a fumble on Matthew Stafford getting sacked in that game turned it over to Carolina. They end up picking up that victory. And also a huge 4th and 2, 4th and 1 play that went to Ted McMillan for a big play touchdown there. A lot of big plays. We'll see if that happens today, but make sure you keep your mind and your eyes on those weather conditions that could change your betting here. Game number 2 tonight, Joe. Green Bay and Chicago from the Windy City. That's an 8 o'clock start tonight. Windy conditions? Yeah, that's what happens in Chicago. Cold conditions? Absolutely, but maybe a chance for some snow flurries to creep into the forecast, but I'm not too worried about the weather conditions in this game. The one thing I do know, the Green Bay Packers are favored in this game, -1.5, and it's been that way just about all week long, Joe, in a total of 44.5. I really like Green Bay in this game. I think Green Bay wins. I think Jacobs is healthy, and maybe Chicago is still a year away from actually competing. But, Joe, it's not as if the 7 seed is the Bears, and they're looking for this. The Bears are the 2 seed here.
Yeah, they are, and I just believe in Caleb and this team. I know they play close games down the stretch, but I just believe their offense has a more consistent approach with Ben Johnson than obviously Jordan Love in that offense. Again, they're searching for a number 1. They believe it's Christian Watson. Since Tucker Kraft has been out of that offense, they are hot and cold, and I just can't buy into Jordan Love all of a sudden stepping out from his first game since December 20th, and all of a sudden he's going to throw for 300 yards and lead this team to a victory. I do feel Josh Jacobs has a huge part of this offense. That's what LaFleur has shown in this capacity. I'll roll with Chicago. I believe in their offense. They're at home. I do like Caleb on the ground. Over 21.5. I think is way too light. I like him for an anytime touchdown. If we're looking wide receivers, it is Colston Loveland receptions and yards, anytime touchdown. He is the security blanket. He's shown to be a big part of that offense, and I like both of those running backs, Swift and Monangai, even catching the football out of the backfield today.
How about this one, Joe? Caleb Williams and Jordan Love each to record 15-plus passing yards in each quarter is a +145. There's some fun bets that you can have out in here, but if you were looking from a player perspective, each team to score 1 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown, that's a 2-to-1 price. That's usually around that +150 number. That seemed like, you tell me at the beginning of the game, I think both of these teams will have a rushing touchdown on the ground. Both of these quarterbacks should throw 1 touchdown as well, right?
You would think.
1 and 1? Doesn't matter who gets it.
I mean,
who loses on that? The running game?
I worry about LaFleur. I worry about LaFleur with his run-heavy offense, wanting to, just push the square peg into the round hole. I'll go back to that Eagle game, and I know they were outmanned by a better team, but they relied on Josh Jacobs way too much, and that game was out of hand already. And if they rely on Josh Jacobs to just carry this team to a victory and grind out a game 16-13, I think they could be had by a more explosive offense. I do believe in Ben Johnson in this spot. If we're talking quarterbacks that throw a touchdown, I believe in Caleb.
Yeah.
At home, in the cold weather, he's mobile.
Tight end, Loveland, Komet. Red zone.
I think he can go to anybody. I realize.
Zacchaeus.
Burden. Yeah. Who's the other guy, number 20, that always steps up now? Oh, no.
Young kid.
Yeah.
Do you have any props? Let's see. Can we steal his name on here?
Walker?
Yeah, he's not on there.
Is it Walker?
Could be.
He scored last week.
He does have as an interesting jersey number. I know exactly what you're talking about at that point, yeah.
Well, anyway, he's
We'll
been more involved in the offense, but I do like Burden out of all the wide receivers today.
We got action, people. It's coming up at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. That's game number 1 on the Wildcard weekend. We got one more segment to go. Best bets on deck. Making the people some money. Getting the information that they need. We'll be right back after this short.
Okay, Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of its availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson doing his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Right back out of here. Pro football today. Final segment, Joe. Where does time go when it flies by? We're excited for Wild Card weekend. How are your vibes right now?
I can't wait. I wish the games did start at 1 o'clock.
No, then we wouldn't see them, though.
No, what are you talking
Come
about?
on, I got to drive home. It's perfect.
Come on.
This is perfect, Joe. By the way, pro football today, tomorrow. What do you say, 8 a.m. for you tomorrow? How about that? Come on.
6 a.m.
You can get home in time to watch the games.
6 a.m. You could do it first thing in the morning.
Hey, man.
You're used to that time slot.
Yeah, you want to sell me something on that? I'm not buying on that. By the way, we got a Sell Me Something segment today, which Joe is teeing up a Powerball epic proportion spot here. Sell us on something, Joe. What do you got?
Well, I took both games.
Okay.
I combined them.
All
so
right.
I believe the first game is going to
bad.
I believe the first game's going to be the over.
It's got juice.
Okay? So Ted McMillan and Puka for 100 each.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
And
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift and Josh Jacobs.
Wow.
All guys. Both receivers for 100.
Yep.
The running backs for 100.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at that. Is that not huge?
246 basically to 1 at that point, Joe.
264 to 1. That's huge.
You know, and the funny part about this is when you look at that price point and you say to yourself, like, it's got to be crazy. Like, somebody's got to throw 8 touchdowns. It's not that crazy.
It's not. Like, if
You need Tet. You need Tet in your price.
Yeah,
now, hold on. You get Tet. Do you buy out, Joe?
Well, here's the thing. Donnie, I've done a number of these throughout the regular season, and like last week's was the 2 tight ends in the first game.
Yes.
So Cade Otton for 50 and Tommy Tremble for 50. Otton goes for 94.
Yeah.
And Tremble trailing has like 31.
Yeah.
He only gets to 39.
Ah, come on, man.
So like, and that was like, I think like 30 to 1. That was a smaller one. 264 to 1. You would really need Stafford to dictate the tempo. We know he's going to pump up Puka, But I worry about, obviously, Swift because they split carries with Monangai.
Yeah.
It's if they do run the football, you need Swift to bust one the way he did against Stanford.
264-1 at that point here, which may sell me something. It'll be a little bit more judicious
Can I
with
get
this,
you?
Joe.
Can I get you
I think
on
you
that?
can get me on that one. It's all about Ted McMillan. Ted's got 55 yards in the first half. We're jumping for joy in that. For me, I'm going to keep it real simple. Same game, Joe. Just give me 2 touchdown passes. Is that hard enough? 2 touchdown passes for Bryce Young, plus 180 price here, Joe. Give me the plus money. Throw me a tutty in the first half. Let's have it in the second half when they're down by double digits. There it is. For sale. Bryce, come on. That's not a lot.
Are you selling me on that?
Yes.
You're supposed to be selling me?
I'm selling you on that. Do you buy what I'm cooking? Are you buying what I'm cooking right now?
If I'm on the over, he better
that's
get
a
there.
burger with the bun, Joe. No, just eating the burger. That's the burger with the bun right there.
You're making me hungry, Donnie. I mean, burger with the bun, no bun.
Now, no, are you eating? See, I can't say that on the air live.
I'll tell you what I did have. You would like this. Burger with the pickles and the
little pickle relish.
Yep. No, like really overpowering pickles, like tart.
Wow.
I had that.
All right.
I had that.
Man.
Right
Joe
downstairs.
Lisi, the pickle man at this point right
the
now.
Pickle boy.
Let's get into some best bets right
Yeah.
now. We gave you what we need to sell you on something, on some options that might not happen, but you're getting good plus money back. Joe, best bet today. Where do we go?
I'm going to the first game.
Wow.
Over
All
now.
right.
You're getting now heavily juiced to the under. 45.5. I did take it last night at 46.5. I don't care. I think we trend to potentially the 50s. If you're taking it now, you're getting great value. Minus 102 to the over. 45.5. I think we blow right through it. Stafford cooks, and hopefully your Bryce Young comes through as well, and we just have points aplenty.
Yep, exactly. Just keep the weather. Not really a concern in that game. The turnovers, good. Get them on the negative side of the field, not the plus side of the field in the red zone. We're going the opposite way, and that should hit. For me, best bet, it's going to be the Green Bay Packers today, Joe. It was my favorite bet this week. Placed it earlier in the week when they were getting +1. Now they're -1.5, which, again, -1.5. We give out exactly what we see today. I think the Green Bay Packers win this game going away. Is it a blowout tonight? I don't think so. I just think they're the better football team. They're rested, and Josh Jacobs back, I think, is a great combination for Matt LaFleur and the Packers to move forward in this game. So we got best bets out there, Joe. We got sell me somethings out there. The wild card weekend is about to begin a little bit later today, and away we go. Any shockers for you this weekend? Like, what's going to shock? Like, I can't believe, is it the Panthers winning outright?
I mean, if the Panthers win, if they were to win in dominating fashion, I think that would be
double-digit win by the Panthers?
Yeah, like if they win
24-14.
Yeah, something like that. If they completely shut down Stafford in this attack with a dominant defensive effort, I would be shocked. I really would. I mean, that would be the only thing. I mean, we have a divisional matchup, Green Bay and Chicago. Would it shock you either team wins? No. So, I mean, what would shock me, let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Is if Jordan Love is not good in any capacity. Like if he gives us a Bryce Young.
Still foggy from the concussion?
Yeah, or he throws for like 150 yards and I mean, that would be, you're paying the guy $55 million, and LaFleur would not utilize him in that perspective. That would be shocking to me.
You know
he
what
might
else would
be
be
out of a
shocking,
job.
too? That's what I'm just saying. Green Bay loses tonight. And depending how they lose, could LaFleur be out of a job at this point? A lot of that stuff to contemplate. But we got you people up to date. 2 games today, 3 games on Sunday, 1 on Monday Night Football. Thanks for joining us today on Pro Football Today. For Donnie Rightside and Joe Lisi, stay tuned for tomorrow's edition of Pro Football Today right here.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of its availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson due his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe The fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.